Okay, we're live, I hope. Just making sure we don't have any technical difficulties here. I'm watching also on my iPad to make sure we're broadcasting. Good morning, Nathan Ricks, broadcasting from a conference room at Scottsdale Airport, just getting ready to head out this morning back to Provo, Utah for Team Elite University. We hope that you're joining us this morning there or here, either way, that you're plugged in, getting information you need to build your business. Got so many exciting things that we've got going this morning. Just really exciting. Fantastic meeting here last night. All kinds of input, great things happening with so many people all over the country and around the world. And I know we've got a lot of people that are dialing in from around the world and checking this out on our Facebook Live broadcast. We hope this information has been helpful for you. And of course, you can find all of the recordings right here on the One Team Global Facebook page. We've got lots of other great things happening everywhere around the world right now, but particularly right here in the U.S. and Canada with people really figuring out social selling and getting going. So today I hope to get your questions on social selling, make sure that we've got things happening here. Just one second. I want to make sure we're broadcasting here. Just give me a second. I'm not seeing the feed for whatever reason. Let me just check it here. Hang on one second, everybody. Let's see. All right. If you're not seeing, then let's pop me a text. We'll try this again. Not sure why it wouldn't work, but I'm not seeing the actual live feed. Okay, we'll just wait a second here to get confirmation, then we'll get going. Got a lot of great stuff to cover this morning for you. Here we are. Hopefully we got a broadcast going. Sorry, guys. There we go. I can see the feed. Okay. Thank you. Got confirmation. So now we'll get started and make sure we're happening there. So apologize for the pause. All right. Today we're going to talk about recruiting and some guidelines. It's really interesting how fast this is happening in terms of the recruiting occurring with toothpaste and with social media. Frankly, I've never seen anything like it in my career. And I think a lot of it has to do with teaching old dogs new tricks. If you would have asked me 3 or 4 months ago, would I see us leading with lower priced products and having a recruiting revolution going on and a growth revolution, I probably would have said no. I don't see that as completely as you do. But today I do see that. I'm watching it happening all over the place. I'm engaged in it on a daily basis, recruiting into the social selling wave myself, and having people understand how powerful and how impactful this can be and watching it happen right before their very eyes. So that's something really interesting. Let's talk a little bit about just a couple of questions. All of this is happening so fast and it's changing so quickly that sometimes even the company and the distributor support reps don't understand what the latest rules are and the latest changes are. This company is the greatest company you're ever going to find in this industry. They care. They're real partners with us as distributors, and they really do their very best to make sure that they've got all the policies, procedures, guidelines, support, tools, information, everything that we need to succeed. I just want to clarify a policy, and I think the company will clarify this today on the New Skin Business and Social Selling page, but they're doing a broadcast today to kind of get information out there. There's been changes in their policy. Well, not so much changes, but they've agreed to have a trial for allowing people to use e-commerce portals to allow them to streamline the numbers of orders that they're taking on their posts on their Facebook pages. When people post and they post about toothpaste, if they do it according to the guidelines that we've given and you just follow that system, it's very simple, then you're going to receive a 5 to 10% response rate. And that response rate for many people is over 100 tubes of toothpaste in literally a single post. One event that they're actually introducing this to friends and followers. So when that happens, there's so many orders that come in that people need a way to organize names, addresses, contact information, where they're going to ship to, payment information, and whether they've actually shipped that package or not, and then follow-up information. We're going to want to follow up with those customers on day 2 and day 4 and day 7. And I'm really hoping that Dan McCormick's going to teach his follow-up system on Saturday, tomorrow at Team Elite University. He went through that today this week on the phone with us, and it was fantastic. So simple and so easy. So we're hoping that we'll get more information on that as well. But we'll give you some framework and some guidelines about how to do that. Understand that the company changed the retail price on the AP24 whitening toothpaste approximately a month ago, maybe a little more than that, almost 2 months now, and they raised that retail price to $20, and that's because that's what everybody was selling it for. And there's been some confusion even among some of the company employees when asked this question by distributors: what can I charge for this product? Well, the answer is this, and you're going to get this today when they do the broadcast on the social media business page. The answer is $20 cash and carry and $23 if you're shipping it. So a single tube, based on its weight, if you ship it in the United States via United States Postal Service, is going to be $3.03, pretty well anywhere in the country with the specific rate they have. So you're looking for the $3.03 rate if you're shipping just one tube of toothpaste, right? If you're shipping multiple tubes of toothpaste, then you're going to have to charge more than that, or you will lose money. You will not make your standard $10 per tube. So you're going to want to make sure that if you sell multiple tubes, that literally you're just telling people it's $23. So we've had a little bit of feedback this week that some of the representatives from the company have said, no, you just can charge anything you want as long as you bought it. You can sell it for whatever you want. That is not true. The new policy in the United States is that you will be in violation of the policy if you sell it for less than $20. So don't do that. And we're just going to suggest to you not to discount at all. We have some people saying, well, I'll sell you 3 tubes for $59, or I'll sell you, if you buy 5 tubes, I'll give you 1 free. And some of you have seen that guidance in some of our scripts that we have for commenting on private message posts. And we'll be changing that and teaching those new things today and tomorrow at Team Elite University. I'm so excited, guys, because we literally have about 3 hours on Saturday that will be devoted to the social selling concept. And you're going to want to make sure that you're tapped in. A lot of this will be broadcast right here on Facebook Live this weekend. So make sure you're grabbing that on Saturday morning as well as some of the presentations that will happen today at Team Elite University. We have made a massive shift. We're moving quickly to give you the tools you need and the information you need to be super successful at conducting your business online. So that's the rule, guys. $20 cash and carry. If somebody picks it up from your home or you're delivering it to them, they give you a $20 bill and you're done, right? They can Venmo you the 20, they can Facebook pay you the 20, or however you want to do that, if it's a hand delivery or pickup. If you are shipping it, again, the minimum is $23, okay? $23 minimum shipping through United States Postal Service. That extra $3.03, that includes the shipping price. The $20 includes the tax. So let's give you the numbers quick. You pay $8.75 for a tube of AP24 whitening toothpaste. You will be charged sales tax on the $20 retail rate. So you're going to be right under $10 in total cost between product cost and the local tax rate that you're going to be required to pay when you buy those tubes of toothpaste, okay? So that's why you've got to sell it for $20 to get your $10 profit. And 10 is just a simple number that everybody can understand when we talk about how many tubes somebody posted or sold, right, when they post it. So you want to make sure you do that. The $23 is including $3 for shipping. New that sales tax, and they will remit that for you to the locale where you live. So the state or the city where you live will receive the appropriate sales tax into their coffers, right, into their bank accounts, and you will be in full compliance with all sales tax wherever you live in the United States or Canada. So that's something as a service the company does for you. So you don't have to file a sales tax return with your local state or city sales tax commission. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Nu Skin's already collected the tax at retail, and they've gone ahead and paid that for you. So you were into that product, $10, guys, cost. You got to charge $20 minimum. And now it's company policy. If you don't do that and you discount it, then you're hurting the opportunity for everybody else who's out there selling. And that's the last thing we want to do, just as this whole social selling with toothpaste and other products is really gaining so much traction and getting off the ground, okay? In Canada, you're going to charge about $31, okay? And we're just working out more details there. It appears that you can ship via UPS in Canada. If you're a U.S. distributor, you sell a tube of toothpaste to somebody in Canada, we understand the UPS shipping rate is $8.50. You might want to order that through your OPS system in your back office and have it shipped from the Canadian warehouses in Canada. And that seems to be where we get this rate with United Parcel Service, the brown and gold bands, right, for $8.50 Canadian. So by the time you buy the toothpaste in Canada, pay the VAT, the value-added tax, and you have the shipping, which is $8.50 in Canada. Expensive, yes. Better to hand deliver or have them pick up in Canada for sure. Then it's $31, okay, up there. All right, so let's now, and give me questions. If you got questions that you want to shoot over on any of these topics, I'm happy to answer them right now while we're right here doing this live. Okay. All right, let's see here. I am going to now go to my notes that I wrote down. I want to talk a little bit about recruiting today, and I want to talk a little bit about demographics so you can understand some of these key things that are so important for us today to discuss here. I have been engaged now in doing this for about a month. I have 2 daughters of my 4 that have actually posted and have sold between themselves well over 200 tubes of toothpaste on their first post. I'm watching this firsthand. I'm going through the entire process with them. And so it's very exciting to watch this take place. And what I've learned is that at my age, at 56 years of age, that I don't know nearly as much as these younger daughters of mine and their friends. They're millennials, and this is where they live. They've kind of grown up through their high school days and their college days, living their life on their phone and participating in social media. So they're just much more adept than I am at this. And some of you that are in your 40s or 50s or 60s that have been with Nu Skin for a long time feel like, man, this whole world's just passed me by. It has not passed you by. What you got to do is you just need to start learning and engaging, and it's going to be a wonderful experience for you to do it, just like it's been a wonderful experience for me to get in and start to figure this out. So when we talk about, generations, let's talk about millennials as being really the target audience for social selling. But it doesn't mean that Generation Xers, just above them, or baby boomers like me, can't engage as well and do very well with social selling. I'm seeing lots and lots of activity with this happening. And so let's talk a little bit about recruiting and how to advance the system. And there's kind of 2 tracks that you can go on here that I'm seeing that are emerging right now as we're doing this. There's the organic track. You can just kind of let this recruiting happen in an organic fashion. And I would say that for millennials, this is probably the most efficient way. Maybe not the most efficient, that's probably the wrong word, but it's the most comfortable way for them to feel like that they are participating and not pressuring anybody, engaging in complete attraction marketing, okay? Social selling is different than what I've always done. I've always made a phone call and directly just went out there and went after people. What happens when we post on our page on Facebook, we'll start with Facebook and then we can move on to Instagram or other platforms, and you can talk about different ways to post on those. But when you post on Facebook, you're really just kind of putting it out there. We're not selling. We don't say we're selling. We're saying, I'm recommending. I found this phenomenal toothpaste. I can't believe that it works as well as it does. It's the best thing I've ever found, and then we go right into all of the scripts, and we just post exactly what's there. We don't change anything. And we say, if anybody wants to get in on the order I'm placing, then let me know. And so we start to get immediate comments. We start to answer those back right there on our wall. We're creating energy and feedback there right on the wall, gaining more interest, more comments and so forth. We want to get over 10 comments and boost our post. It gets to the most people. And what happens as this takes place is immediately then we start to sell. We go offline, we private message back and forth. We give them the price, 20 cash and carry, 23 if I'm mailing it to you, right? So that's the process that we go through. That's attraction marketing. Those are people literally coming to you. And for many people, they love it. Now, if you're not a person with a big following, you're not going to get a ton of sales, but even people selling 5 tubes, 10 tubes, they're like, wow, I made $50 or I made $100. They can't even really believe what's happening, that they've actually done it like this. And so that alone shows people the power of what's happening. And if you've got 1,000 contacts, then you're going to sell 50 tubes or more, right? If you have 2,000, you're going to sell 100 tubes or more. So then it starts to become this process of, well, how do I get more followers? And that's a whole different topic about how to increase your reach there. Right now, I don't think you got so much time to worry about that because this is happening so fast. Your job is to find people that have a lot of friends and a lot of followers already on Facebook that are active, that have a community that engages with them right now. And when you're a person my age, if you're a boomer or a Generation Xer, then this is your task, right? What you want to do is learn how to see how many followers or friends people have on Facebook and then begin to friend those people to comment and like things they're posting and create a relationship and then figure out how you can then talk to them. And it's really, really simple. So I'll give you a couple of examples that I did in the last 3 days. On Wednesday, I was in California and we ordered an Uber car to take us from the California house to the airport to fly back to Utah. And we get in the car and this girl, we ask her, about herself and she tells us a little bit about her and she's got another little business she's doing. And I said to her, so what made you drive for Uber? Why would you do that? I mean, I'm just getting into a conversation, right? We're just talking to people here to find out who they are. So this girl is about 26 years old, maybe 27. She's getting married in 2 weeks. And she said, I started driving Uber because my other business doesn't take all my time. And I get my fare every time I give a ride. I get a fare, I get some profit. But she said, what really caught my attention is when I do 75 fares or 75 trips, then Uber will give me a $500 cash bonus. And she was all excited about this. And I just, man, that was my signal right there. I was like, okay, you want to make $500 today? I said, instead of doing 75 trips, and that's going to take you a long time, right? I said, how about making $500 right now? And she goes, yeah, sure. Like, how do I do that? I said, we've got the most amazing product. We have a toothpaste that all you do is it whitens your teeth. Everybody wants white teeth. Everybody wants a bright smile. Nobody wants yellow teeth. And I said, people just simply use this product. They've taken a picture before they start. They take a picture at 7 days. They post it online, and they just start taking orders. I said, my daughter started doing this last Thursday. She made one post. Before she went to sleep that night, she sold over 100 tubes, ultimately to 153 tubes in her first post within 24 hours. So in my daughter's case, she made her mortgage payment on her house in one post, right? And I'm telling this girl, and she's like, are you kidding? She goes, I am done. I'm in. She goes, let me do it. And I said, okay. I did a 3-way call with my daughter right there, connected them. She left her phone number and so forth. They chatted later. It is that simple, okay? It's that easy to plug in and have it happen. Now, this is an example of a person who's like an older person like me, a baby boomer, that's out recruiting a millennial, okay? Same thing happened yesterday. I flew down to Phoenix, to Scottsdale to come and do the presentation down here last night and have a bunch of meetings before the meeting, right? Doing recruiting and so forth. And we go to True Foods Kitchen in Scottsdale Quarters. And we have this great lunch, and myself and John McClellan. Hey, John, if you're watching. And this girl's got this phenomenal smile. I mean, like perfect teeth, perfect smile. And I don't have that, so I pay attention to that. My teeth are a little bit crooked and so forth. And so she at the end gives us the bill, and I said, you know what? You've got the most amazing smile. And I said, I'm not hitting on you or anything. I'm just telling you that with the smile you have right there, we've got this product, a whitening toothpaste that would take your smile, make it probably twice as white as it is, and your teeth are so perfect, your smile is so gorgeous, you would kill with this. You got like the perfect teeth for doing this. And she just says, like, really, seriously? I said, yeah, let me connect you right now with my daughter so you can tell I'm recruiting a little bit for my daughter right now. And it's like shooting fish in a barrel. It is ridiculous how easy this is to recruit people. I mean, when you're talking about no cost to join, it's self-financing. They're going to have all the money in their bank before they even order product from the company. It is incredible, right? So that is what I call active recruiting. That's not just passive, okay? It's not where I'm just letting people come to me. They're watching all these comments. I mean, think about my daughter. Think about her 900 Facebook friends watching this stream on her wall, watching these comments come in and watching all, hey, I'll private message you the details, right? I mean, people are sitting there like they're at a distance. Nobody can see them, but they're peering in to your life and they're peering into what's happening here. She's now had 3 or 4, I don't even know how many in the last couple of days, of people who said, I want in, man. It's like they just said it themselves. I want in. I can see what's going on. I can see the activity. This is unbelievable. I want to take part in exactly what you're doing here. So it was completely passive, recruiting. It was like this attraction marketing of selling the product, even attraction recruiting, if we can call it that. And that's exactly what she has been experiencing. Now, what I am seeing happen is that this thing is happening at a very, very fast rate. We're seeing people join like crazy. My daughter has got a couple of girls that have signed up under her. They've already got 2 or 3 or 4 girls each. I mean, she's already at 10 distributors, and I'm watching her volumes. And by the 11th of this month, she was over 3,000 in volume, just her and 2 other girls. Okay, over 3,000 in volume. This is radically different than what we used to do, where we'd say buy 3 and get 1 free, and we'd get 1,000 points in an LOI, and we would think that would be great for a month. Ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing 2 and 3 and 4 times this volume with social sellers that treat it like a business, follow the guidelines that we've posted on otg.global. It's not otg.global.com. You don't need the .com at the end. It's otg.global. We posted 2 new videos there yesterday that we've done in regards to the social selling system and exactly how to do it. And if I can give you a couple of tips right off the bat that I think are really, really critical right now. Some of the tips are these, okay? Number 1 is stick to the scripts. When you start to do too much, say too much, try to share too much information, people have a lot lower order rate. The more tight you can make the comments when you get back to them online, and you keep that curiosity really high, it's really interesting. It's just like regular recruiting, right? We compliment somebody, we create curiosity. We get that curiosity absolutely as high as we can get it, and we don't satisfy it. Okay, if you satisfy it by commenting in the stream on your wall, then what happens is that people think they get information or answers to their questions, and they're not motivated to private message you. So you've got to get them with their curiosity high enough that they private message you, and then at that point in time, you can take that conversation offline and start furnishing specifics. And when you take the conversation offline, second tip that's really important, okay, is again, don't say too much. When they go to private message, they are ready to buy. They're basically saying, sell me product. And we've got people that are going back and forth 4 or 5 exchanges on private message, and they're trying to send them, well, let me send you the product information page. Do not send them the product information page if nobody has really pressed you for ingredient list or information about the product itself. It's not necessary. 99% of the people are just fine saying, man, I trust you. You've had phenomenal results. Look at your teeth. Mostly what you want to send back to them is another set of before and after teeth, more than you want to send them some scientific information or anything else. Now, sometimes you've got to answer the fluoride question. That's the number 1 question that comes up, is this question about fluoride. Under the FAQ, the frequently asked question link at otg.global and social selling, there's an FAQ, and right there is the American Academy of Pediatric Physicians, 16 answers to 16 different questions about fluoride. Completely debunks the myth about fluoride not being good for you for some reason, okay? So that will allow you to get over that hurdle, and I've had people tell me, man, that saved me like 5 cells out of 100, So there is a 4 or 5% group out there of all the people you're going to connect with that will have a fluoride question. The answer's already there. Just use the system. Just go to otg.global, go to the US Canada page, go to social selling, click on toothpaste, and you're going to see it, okay? All of it's right there. It's so simple to do it. Now, let's talk about further recruiting. As soon as you have someone who says, I think I want to do this, either through passive recruiting on your Facebook page or active recruiting like I'm doing on a daily basis, then what you want to do at that point is you want to then set up a launch, basically. Charlie Patterson calls launching it a new distributor. So before they even make their post, Charlie is getting on with that person, and they have a 30-minute session to talk about cleaning up that person's personal profile, making their pictures right on their page, getting a good background photo, cleaning up any religious or political posts, just making it happy and fun and opening and inviting to everyone, right? And then we talk a little bit about when they're going to post, how they're going to post. We get their before and after picture squared away. We use, pick stitch, or we use photo grid to put them over under. A lot of people kind of thought about side by side. Better if they're over or under, because your smile's horizontal, so you can do, a before and an after, and then people can see it very easy, and you can utilize those two apps to stitch them together, over and under, right? And then you make sure it just looks great, and you make sure it's a great post, it's good contrast. We make sure they're not putting too much information out. Make sure they say that they're not selling this toothpaste. We don't ever want to say, I'm selling this toothpaste, all of those kind of things. All right. So those are what some of the real active leaders are doing to make sure that they launch a person that in a way that they're going to get the highest possible response from their particular first post. Now, another mistake that people are making is waiting way too much time between their initial post and their second post or their last call post. And we see that people lose sales and they lose interest of people. People are busy, A lot of stuff flows through that feed, man. They're scrolling, right? This is the movement with the finger everybody's doing on their phone. We want to stop that finger on these pictures. And that's what they do. And so what you're going to want to do is make sure you follow the guidelines, right? OTG.global, social selling toothpaste. You follow the guideline. The guideline is post that last call post within 24 to 48 hours of your first post. And typically, you're going to see about a third more orders if you do that. If you wait beyond 2 days, then it's going to be diminished. And if it's 5 days, it'll be more diminished. More things went through the feed. More people have, more things have happened. They forgot about what you even posted about 5, 6, 7, 8 days ago. If you wait a week to do your second last call post, then you're going to diminish that down to maybe only another 5 to 10% of orders will come in. And so you want to be right on it. You want to make sure that you're doing it exactly between 24 and 48 hours from your first post. Hey, this is my last call. If you want to get in on this whitening paste, I'm placing my order 6 o'clock tonight. You give them a deadline. I need to know by then if you want to be in on this order of this phenomenal product. Okay, so that's it. Those are the two most obvious mistakes that I'm seeing people make right now. Third mistake probably that I'm seeing people make right now is that they end up charging $3 for shipping and they ship 2 tubes. If somebody's going to buy 2 tubes, it's going to weigh twice as much. So you need to charge $23 on both of them, right? If you sell 3 tubes, they're going to weigh 3 times as much. And you will not make $10 a tube. You will lose money if you're not charging $23 for all 3 of those tubes, right? So you're going to do it, $69 for 3 tubes. You don't need to discount it, not necessary. Okay, keep that profit in your pocket and make it happen. So this is so exciting to me, guys. I've never seen anything quite like this that moves this fast and moves so organically for so many people. And we're taking advantage of where the eyeballs are in the world today, and that's online, and it's on people's mobile devices, and that's where you got to get to them, right? Hopefully this has been helpful for you today on these guidelines. We hope that you'll tune in to the lives that will be broadcast here on One Team Global from Team Elite University if you're unable to attend in person. If you're there, we will see you in person, in the flesh, live. It is going to be a historic Team Elite University this time as we're really aggressively moving towards this social selling world. Thanks so much, everybody. Talk soon. Bye now.